Hello, my Chunsters. My name is Glenn Chun, and it is time to have fun because it's time for Wrestlecast episode 10. 10, 10, 10, 10. Yes, that's right. It's the perfect 10. It is. It's literally, if this show were to be a human, it would be Ty Dillinger. That's exactly what I'm trying to say to you. Now, the good news is I've got a packed show. I've got two guests. It's not one, not two. I mean, this is the first show to enter the double digits. So we've got two guests. First of all, we have from a bit of a scoop, actually, a bit of a scoop for the show, because we have, first of all, the Mad Dog, Vincent Andrews.
Hello, me old mate. How you doing?
I'm doing very, very well, thank you. I'm doing very, very well. How about yourself?
I'm very glad. Yeah, no, I'm very good. Thank you for having me on your show.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you're here. Now, as well as Vincent Andrews, as well as the Mad Dog, we do have the returning man to this show, and the man who currently holds the record for most views for any Wrestlecast. He is the LEP Academy champion, Jason King. Only you're going to have to wait a little bit for him because he's a champ. He's got a lot on his plate. He's got a lot to do, but he will be here slightly later in the podcast. But what this does mean is it gives us time to do a few little extra things around here because first of all, we're going to talk to the Mad Dog, Vincent Andrews, about some projects that are coming up. And then we also have LEP7 type. This is the last podcast before LEP7, which means we need to get that show hyped up. You need to know about it because it's a show which I have a great belief in. And because I train at LEP, I want to get this show hyped. It's LEP7. And then once you are hyped, I want you to stay hyped. Ah! So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to go through a full match rundown as well, so you know exactly what to expect from LEP7. But first of all, let's not keep our guests waiting. That's not how we like to do. That's not how we do here on Wrestlecast. So the Mad Dog. My first question is, who are you? What are you all about? Because
it's a bit of a daft question, isn't it, to be honest. You've answered it already. My name's Vincent Andrews. I'm the Mad Dog. They call me the Mad. Do you want to know why they call me the Mad Dog?
I think so. Yeah, I think that'd be good to hear.
I like to bite people. I just thought I'd put that out there. Yeah.
You like to bite people?
Yeah, like a dog. It's mad. Anyway, as you said, the name is Vincent Andrews. I'm the leader of the firm. Me and my tag partner, Jago. You will see him very soon.
See, I wanted to ask you about the firm. Like, first of all, what is the firm? Like, what are you guys actually going to be doing?
What are we going to be doing? I'll tell you what, mate. You turn up at LEP7, you'll see exactly what we'll be doing. All right, we're going to be throwing people over the top rope. We're in the Battle Royal. Do you hear me? We're going to be throwing people over the top rope, and then we're going to go for whatever title belt we decide. To be honest, I'd quite like to put a silence to the king. So you'll find out exactly what we're doing. Exactly, yeah, the king. He ain't a king. He's a princess. Me and my boys have been watching him very tightly. He's a good lad. He's a good little fighter. But when it comes down to it, it's not going to be enough.
Whoa. So the firm is going to come down to LEP7. I mean, that answers my question. Like, what's your business of LEP? So you guys are going to come down. You're going to enter the Rumble, and then you're going to challenge Jason King?
LEP7. We're going to step foot into the Rumble. We're going to win the Rumble. And then when I decide it's a fit in time, we'll be going after Jason King's belt.
Ah, okay. So does this other man here, Jago, is Jago with us today? Like, because when I found out about the firm, all I could find out about is Vincent Andrews. Like, this Jago is a man of mystery at this point.
My friend Jago, he's a silent man. He's out on a little bit of business at the moment as we speak. That's why he's not here with us. He's a quiet man. Man of few words. But believe you me when I tell you this, mate. When he steps in the ring, bodies are going to be dropping. I promise you that, my friend.
So, a man of few words, a man who we don't know anything about, and
I'll tell you what. You want to know about Jago? You want to know about Jago? Turn up on Saturday. Turn up next Saturday, right? You'll find out everything you want to know about myself and Jago.
Okay. I like that. You know, I like that. So, you guys are going to come down to LEP. You and Jago, and you're going to go into that rumble. You're going to throw everybody out. But is that it? Is there any other business down here? Like, because you guys, as I understand it, you're from the East End, isn't it? From London?
I'm a Londoner. Jago, he's a Cornishman.
So the firm is nationwide.
It's nationwide. Whoever I felt was right to be a part of the firm or a part of the firm. It doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from. If I deem yourself good enough, you're good enough.
So you told me that Jago was out on business just a second ago. Is there any way in which perhaps people could potentially buy the services of the firm?
Absolutely. We are a business firm. You want a service, we'll provide the service for the right money, of course. We don't do nothing for free. If you're good at something, never do it for free. Okay? So if you want something, give us the right price, we do it. But that is exactly that. Business is business.
So you guys have got no sort of personal glory attached to this. This is strictly a business venture for the...
Well, I like a challenge. So LEP7 is definitely a challenge. It's not so much business. Jason King, we've been keeping a close eye on him, and he's a good little champion. How many days has he had that belt now?
You know what? Jason King's going to be here letting himself, and I think he can tell us.
Well, I'm sure he will tell us. But he's had it for a while, and I quite like a challenge. So if I've got to do what I've got to do, which is step into the rumble, throw every single person over the top rope to get my shot in, that's exactly what I'm going to do. It's nothing personal against the lad, right? It's nothing personal. It's just he's got something that I want, which I've taken a shine to.
Okay. So we are going to have Jason King on here later on, and he is going to be talking about his match, LEP7. He is going to be there. He is going to be having a match at LEP7, but perhaps we can let him know of your intentions when he gets here. Like, how about that? How about you two have a one-to-one? See what happens.
Well, when he turns up, we'll see what he's got to say when he turns up. I'm looking forward to seeing his fight next Saturday. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it.
But you say you want the challenge of ending Jason King's record title reign, and it is a record title reign. Nobody has ever held that title as long as Jason King, which rightfully you say is a challenge to end it. But are you not at all worried that potentially Jason King might not actually be the champion long enough for you to take that challenge on?
That is a big possibility. That is a big possibility. We've been keeping our eye. We know who he's fighting. Good little fighters, but he's a champ for a reason. You know, I'm sure he's going to pull something out of the bag. I've got every faith in him, and to be honest, it's him that I want to take the belt from. He's had it long enough. He's run his mouth. I quite like the idea of taking the champion out myself. But be that as it may, Maximo or what's the other lad? Adam Flint, is it? May very well get there first.
So
they might get there first, which will then be their problem. Don't interrupt me. It will be their problem. If they take the belt, it's the belt that I want. I'll be going for that belt. I don't give a monkey's who's holding it. But like, as I said before, this Jason, he's run his mouth a little bit. He's a cocky one, isn't he? So, you know, me and my boys got the eyes on the prize, and we reckon we want to take it away from Jason.
That's what it's about. Now is almost the UK dominator all over again at the moment. But that was last week, by the way. If you want to see what I'm on about,
yeah, I saw that. I'll tell you what. I did see that, and yeah, you got a little bit of respect. I just want to make sure that you remember that respect for everybody. If I talk, you listen.
No, absolutely. I was about to ask you though, like if you were gonna, I think you sort of verged onto it. Let's ask that. Is there going to be any sort of tension with the firm as to who goes for that belt? Because it's a singles belt, and the firm is more than one man. I.e., it's two, it's
Absolutely.
three. So, how do the rest of the firm play into that?
Me and Jago will be stepping in the ring. If Jago, well, how can I put it that you'll understand? I'm the boss. If I want something, I'm going to have it. Jago's a big guy, and I've told him if he wants that, he's more than happy to try and take it. He's a big guy.
So it's all competition. It's best man wins.
And I'll tell you what it is. As long as the firm has the championship, that's what matters.
I see. So it's like a collective thing. If the firm has the championship, then you're all the champion as far as the firm is concerned.
That's as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely.
Well, thank you for this time. It has been very good. So I'm glad that we got this time as well, just so that everybody knows a little bit about the firm, because now we know that there is something really worth watching the Rumble for, because you never know. You've got a lot of guys going into this.
There's going to be lots of guys going into this. It's going to be a good night. We've decided LEP is the right place to make our mark. We'll be down there. It's going to be a great show. We're going to make our mark whilst we're there.
But I'm seeing some pleasurables, shall we call them, on your logo there. Is that the way that the firm likes to celebrate?
Yeah, I like a nice whiskey. I smoke, nice whiskey, lovely. That's how we'll be celebrating once we're victorious at the Rumble.
Well, like I say, I've seen this Rumble, I've seen this card. In fact, whilst we're talking about the card, perhaps you yourself would like to hear about the rest of the card.
I would like to know about the card.
How about that? So how about that, ladies and gentlemen? It's time to go deep into the central square of Plug City, because you've heard from the firm. They are going to be in the Rumble. But what else can you see on this show? What else is happening on March 26th at St. Hans Hall on Babcoon Road in Torquay at LEP 7? Well, I'm very excited to be able to tell you all this stuff, because there's some very, very good stuff. You are going to be seeing the pretty boy, Danny Walsh, the head trainer at LEP, taking on his trainee, the Union Jack man himself, Jack Union. And I am telling you now, this is going to be an epic match. It's because Danny is technically proficient. He knows what he's doing in that ring, does Danny. And then you can't count out Jack Union, because you see Jack Union, well, this man, how can I put this? He's one of the
funny tights, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who has, if he had sleeves, he'd have more than a fair few tricks up those sleeves with which he could pull them out, if you know what I'm saying. I think you do. I think that's a belated metaphor, but it worked. Yeah. Essentially, Jack Union is a man who has the speed and agility to spring up a move from out of nowhere. And it's going to be very much... I think this match is going to come down to whether or not Danny Walsh can ground Jack Union and keep him down. I think that's going to be... I don't think he can let Jack Union take the match to his pace, because if he does, life is going to get a lot more difficult for the pretty one. And that's... I mean, either way, here's what my final thoughts on that match are: it's going to be epic, and it's going to be one that you're going to want to watch. I can promise you that. Because then we have match number 2, to tell you, and it is going to be a 6-man tag.
Ooh,
You've got to love a bit of
tag.
Yeah, you've got to love a bit of 6-man tag, haven't you?
We've got to like a 6-man tag. Tell us who's in the tag match.
Okay. I'll tell you who's in the tag match. I'll tell you. Don't worry. You have the professional Josh Knott, who will be teaming with Bad Boy Bennett and Matt Dragon. They are going to be taking on the team, which is led by John Harding. And the teammates for John Harding are TC Harris and the ultimate JP, Jamie Pearn.
Blimey, John Harding, what, that funny little redhead? Yeah, we know who he is.
You know who John Harding is?
No, he is. I know he is. And I know who Josh Knott is. And I know where I'm placing my bet, I tell you, mate.
Is this a statement against John Harding here? Are you saying?
I'm just putting it out there. I know I've seen what this Josh Knott can do, and I know where I'm putting my money for that match.
You see, there's still very much a chance that we're going to be having both of these gentlemen on the podcast in the near future. So it'd be very interesting to see what John Harding has to say. Is there any potential?
I don't really give a monkey's what he's got to say. And if I'm all honest, I'm just saying I'm putting it out there. I don't like his chances at the LEP show. I don't give a monkey's what he's got to say about it.
So it's not a personal thing. I was about to ask there. Is there anything personal between the firm and John?
Nah. It's nothing personal. He's never done anything to annoy me. But I know I've seen what Josh Knott can do in the ring. I don't like John Harding's chances.
Oh dear. Oh, well, okay. That'll be. We'll see if that's founded. Actually, we'll see if that comes together, because then we will be. Because once the dust is settled on that one, things aren't over yet. No. Because then you have the LEP Academy Championship match, which we'll see Jason King, who'll be on the show in. Give it a few minutes. It won't be long now, but Jason King will be on the show later on, and he'll be talking about this match. And he is defending his Academy Championship, which he's held for a record amount of time, against Maximo and Adam Flint. Now, I did reach out to both of these gentlemen, Maximo and Adam Flint, if they wanted to come onto the show as well, because I knew we had Jason King here. It'd be sacrilege not to have Jason King here to hype up his title defense and tell us what he intends to do. However, we run into a few speed bumps, you see, because I reached out to Maximo Jr. and, well, let me put it this way. All we managed to get back from the Maximo camp was this picture.
Oh, blimey. Oh, he's one of those, is he? I don't trust anyone who hides behind a mask, I tell you.
Well, that's it. That's all we got. All we can really get from the Maximo Jr. camp is this. Prepare to kick some ass. I'm coming for my belt. And that picture.
God blimey, is he thinking he's intimidating people looking like that? Looks like a mug.
Well, let me just... right, I need to quick screen share now. Let's see if I can do that. Yes, I can. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's an interesting radical departure, because normally Maximo Jr. has been on this show before. I don't know if anybody is aware of this. It was only the second Wrestlecast we ever did, and he was on with his tag team partner Jack Union of TNT. He had a very different look back then. He was wearing the colors of Mexico. So this could be a potential side of a more dangerous Maximo. And then I said there's other speed bumps, right? So I also reached out to Adam Flint. I thought Adam Flint might like to say a few words in response to Jason King, whatever he's going to say. However, when I reached out to Adam Flint, all I could get was a comment, just one comment, which said, why would I waste my time on a podcast when we all know if you want to see Adam Flint, you have to buy a ticket? He said, Adam Flint does not make appearances for free media. So we can't get Adam Flint because Adam Flint is too good.
He's probably too busy. He's too busy straightening his mop.
Well, you never know. He said he wasn't going to bother with this podcast, which means Adam Flint is not going to be here later on, in case you hadn't realised, in case that wasn't obvious enough for you. He doesn't want to do it because it's not worth his time. So,
if I was you, Matt, I'd feel greatly offended, to be honest. If you need us to sort anything out for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, now you see, that's the thing. I might just hire the firm for some. I tell you what, I might hire the firm to drag his ass onto this podcast, and so he will be on it. Force him to be on the podcast. That might happen.
For the right price, mate, we'll have it done. We'll have it done.
I'll tell you what, that's a very, very tempting offer because, I mean, let me tell you, this Adam Flint, if people like the UK Dominator, if people like Jason King, if people like the winner, PJ Jones, if the boss one of the co-owners of CPW aren't too big for this show, I'm pretty sure Adam Flint, as big as he is as he thinks he is up here, I'm sure he isn't. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. The podcast has been insulted. Let's move on because we do have the Adira Open Challenge, which is up next. Now, we do not know who her opponent is going to be yet. All we know is that LEP management has gone out of their way to find an opponent for Adira. We do not know who. I'm just putting that out there. I do not have a clue who this person is, but I did reach out to Adira for a statement on this match, and I got one. Adira actually replied to me, and I do have a statement from Adira for her opponent, whoever her opponent may be. And it says this: I don't care who or what they shove me in the ring with. A fight is a fight, and I'm proving myself the toughest in LEP by leaving the other trainees in pieces. I think at this point, LEP are scared of what they've created and are throwing everything against the wall to stop me because I don't care about what I do to people. I'm dangerous. They know it, and I know it. I'm looking forward to it. I hope the poor sod can give me a challenge. Make me really fight for it. Break some bones, because I'm not in this for the glory or the fame or the money. I'm in it for the good, clean violence.
Ooh.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a statement from Adira to her opponent, whoever her opponent may be. And that's also a statement to LEP management, I think.
She's a fiery little bird, isn't she? She's a fiery little bird. Do you see what she done to the last lot that stepped in the ring with her at the last show? God blimey.
You know what? I did.
She broke her.
I did.
Who's stupid enough to get in the ring with her this time.
Oh, this is the thing. We do not know. We have absolutely no potential details.
Whoever it is, good luck to them. Yeah, they're going to need it.
We have, I've heard no rumours, no nothing. And, well, Adira is ready for you, whoever you are. So you need to be ready. So once that match has happened and we found out who Adira's faced and whether or not she's destroyed them as per the course, we then have match number 5 on this card, which is going to be for the LEP Heavyweight Championship. Oh, yes. Which will see Marvelous Mark Walsh defend his championship against Dynamite David Fury. And this is a match I am really, really looking forward to. Because
I'm looking forward to that as well, actually, myself. Me and my boys are looking forward to watching that as well.
I see. I'm not surprised, actually, because in this match you have the marvelous one, Mark Walsh, who is so... He's good. He is very, very, very good in that ring. That's why he's the LEP Heavyweight Championship. He knows what he's doing. He hits hard. He takes no prisoners. And we've seen this man hit some RKOs from some near impossible angles. So you make one mistake in that ring of Marvelous Mark Walsh, and you will find out about it very quickly when you wake up and Marvelous Mark Walsh's entrance music's playing because he's just won the match. I mean, that
He's a mouthy one.
is marvellous, Mark Walsh.
He's a mouthy one, though, that Mark Walsh. I've seen what he can do. He's a good little fighter. But he's got a mouth on him. But I tell you what, he can back it up.
He has backed it up so far. Then again, you have his opponent, who's a bit more the quiet type, I've found.
Oh, it's always a quiet one
Dynamite,
to look out for, mate.
This is exactly what I was about to tell you. David Fury is not the man you want to take lightly, because this man is physicality personified. He has the strength and the power and the speed to smash through whoever he chooses, pretty much. And yeah, like we say, we feel very, very sorry for anybody who stands in his way. That said, it's marvelous, Mark Walsh. This is going to be a battle of the Titans, and I think it's going to be a seriously competitive match.
It's going to be a great match. I've got good faith in it. They're both great fighters. Like as I said before, I've seen what Mark can do. He backs up what he says. It's the quiet ones you've got to look out for, and that Dave Fury is a machine. So, it's going to be a great fight. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, here's the thing. When I went to DWA, I saw Dynamite David Fury in action in a 6-man tag. And let me tell you, when he came in, I don't think the UK Dominator PJ Jones or Marcus Bain knew quite what hit them at that moment in time, because Dynamite David Fury just sort of clean house, and he picked up Marcus Bain for a spinebuster, which just sent shockwaves throughout the arena. It was powerful, and it was a demonstration of what this man can actually do. So
he's a fiery man. And that Mark Walsh, I tell you, he's got some competition for a change. He's got some good competition.
Absolutely. I tell you what, David Fury. Now, there's a man who watch a space. I'd quite like to have on the show. I'd quite like to have Dynamite David Fury on the show. And you never know. When he comes on this show, he might very well be the LEP heavyweight champion. So that would be pretty special. But then, ladies and gentlemen, for your main event of the evening, all the stakes are going to be raised. Absolutely all of them. Because you are going to have an over-the-top rope battle royal. Oh, yes, you are. With the previously mentioned two members of the firm, Jago and Vincent Andrews. And joining them is pretty much everybody. And ladies and gentlemen, I've just received a message from Jason King. Jason King is ready to join the show. All right, I'll just let him know.
I'll give you a little insight into what's going to happen at this Rumble, this Battle Royal. It's going to be exactly what it says on the tin. It's going to be a battle, but at the end of the day, it'll be either myself or my partner Jago that will be stood in the ring with our hands held high by the referee.
Okay, right. Well, let's see. Let's bring in Jason. Let's see.
Yeah, go on. They're bringing this bit. Go on.
Right, here we go. The invitation has been sent to Jason King, and he is about to join us live and in person. So, yeah, there's Rumble. Like I say, you have the firm there. Hello, Jason King. How are you?
I'm good. I'm real good. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. May I introduce you to the Mad Dog, Vincent Andrews?
The Mad Dog. Like it. Hello, Mad Dog. My name's Jason King. I'm sure you've heard of me.
Yeah, we know who you are, mate. We know who you are. Nice to meet you, Mr. King.
Nice to meet you too, Mr. Dog.
Mr. Dog. It's Mr. Andrews or Sir to you, I'm afraid.
That's right. First things first. Before we get any further into this conversation, right, I don't call anybody sir. When was the last time you knew a king to call anybody sir? And second thing, you are correct. You are afraid, because you know who I am. Do not let your mouth run away with you, Mr. Dog. This is the first time I've spoken to you, and if you continue to speak to me like that, then Chun, I'm telling you too, I will not be on a podcast with people that do not respect the king.
I like you. I like you, Mr. King. I like your bottle. I do.
Well, there you go. So Mr. Jason King, perhaps I should just bring up to speed what we've been doing so far. We've just been talking about LEP 7 and all the matches that you can expect to see on that show, which is so far we have, and we're now at the Rumble, where the Firm, Mad Dog Vincent Andrews and his partner Jago, they're going to be in the ring. I understand yourself, you're going to be in that ring. We've got basically everybody has opted into this match except for the marvelous Mark Walsh, and the stakes are high. I did say the stakes are high, but I haven't said why yet, because whoever wins this match gets a shot at a championship of their choosing down the line at a future LEP Academy show. And
it does not get any bigger than that.
No, you're right.
No.
You're right, Mr. Chun. It does not get bigger than
that. So, yes, that is the truth. The stakes are high, and this is going to be the main event. Everybody in LEP received an invitation to be in this match. So you can expect...
You say everybody in LEP. I happen to know that the cleaner didn't get an invite.
Didn't he?
He did not.
Well, yeah,
in fact, Chun, last time I checked, you didn't even get an invite, did you?
Yeah, but I'm kind of outside of LEP. I'm sort of on the side, really. I partake, but I'm not really NAP.
You ain't really that good, is what you're trying to say, Chun. You ain't really that good.
Well, that's the thing. I obviously declined the invite. Well, I didn't receive the invite, but if I had, I would have declined because I don't want to take an ass whooping from all the big names in there. And on the cleaner, you mentioned the cleaner there. As far as I remember, Kenny Omega has got nothing to do with LEP.
Never heard of him.
Well, that's probably. I tell you what, that's probably for the better. But Jason King, Mr. King, I did talk earlier about a triple threat match. Which features yourself as the LEP Academy champion. Now, of course, I've lost count of how many days it is, but I know you haven't. How long
Glenn,
have you
you've lost count because the last time you tried to count, you started by going backwards. You're an idiot. Let me do the talking. I have been LEP Wrestling Academy champion for 217 days. Glenn, you cannot even count that high, can you?
Not even if I had a calculator.
No, Mr. King is the answer.
Okay, no, Mr. King.
217 days, and still counting Glenn Chun.
Like, that is impressive. So, you are putting that title streak on the line against not one, but two opponents by the names of Maximo and Adam Flint. Now, I was hoping I could bring a statement from both of these gentlemen to you today for you to counter, but unfortunately, I said it earlier on the podcast, we've ran into a few roadblocks. First of all, Adam Flint said he couldn't be bothered. If you want to see Adam Flint, you cannot get Adam Flint anywhere except for in the ring, because that's the only place where he will ever appear, as long as he's getting the money. And Maximo, well, I can show you what happened when I reached out to Maximo, actually, because from his camp, there for you. I'll show you. All that I got were a few little see from Maximo. All I had was he's ready to kick some ass. Get ready, he's coming for his title. That's all I could get for you, I'm afraid, Jason. And I haven't got anything else I can tell you about your opponents.
Chun, here's the thing. You needn't be afraid, okay? Because you're not going to wrestle me. You'll never wrestle me, Chun, because you'll never move out of your mother's back garden. Do you understand? Living in her shed. That's why you'll never wrestle me. The fact of the matter is this. Maximo got out and bought himself a new mask. Got out and bought a new image. Everybody's saying he's crazier, he's deadlier than he was before. This is a new, vicious Maximo. The Maximo I remember ran away 3 days before he was scheduled to wrestle Jason King at LEP 3. And I know he said the doctors didn't clear him to wrestle with a fractured wrist or a broken forearm. As far as I'm concerned, he could have stubbed his toe. He'd have still ran away from Jason King. If I was worried about one Maximo, I would have hired Mr. Andrews and his partner to go round to Tijuana in Mexico and pay him a visit. But I didn't, did I? 6 days out from LEP 7, you think a photo is going to scare Jason King? Glenn Chun, you're embarrassing yourself. You're embarrassing yourself. Not me, and you're an embarrassment to Maximo. Now, Adam Flint, I don't blame you for not coming on this podcast. It is a hindrance to me and a waste of my time. I'm on it because it's good for my image to do charity work. My agent tells me often, do as much charity work as you can, Mr. King, sir. So here I am doing charity work for you. Flint, I told you once, I'm going to tell you again. Piss off back to London where you belong. You will not win my championship. You will not get in my way. If you get in my way, Flint, 3 hits. Me hitting you, the ambulance hitting 80, and the doctor hitting the dead button on your life support machine. Do you understand? You make sure, Chun, you get that message to them.
I will do my absolute level best. So Adam Flint is going to die, and Maximo is brushed off. But Jason, 1-on-1, that's one story. But are you not at all worried at all? Because this is a triple threat match, which means you do not have to be pinned to lose your championship. Are you not at all worried about Maximo or Adam Flint pinning each other for that belt?
Good God, Glenn Chun, if you get any dumber, you're going to be on special needs class. Listen, Chun, I don't even know if Adam Flint knows how to wrestle correctly. I've never even seen this kid wrestle. All I know is he's come down from London, he's probably pulled a smiley face in front of LEP management, and they've decided to throw him in this contest. Maximo. Am I worried about Maximo pinning anybody? Yes. Yes, I am. Maximo pinned a very good friend of mine in the Phoenix, Shane Palmer. The first ever LEP Wrestling Academy champion and former associate of mine in the King's Court. Maximo pinned him clean in the middle of the ring. Maximo knows how to get the job done, and I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that Maximo doesn't know how to compete and doesn't know how to be a champion, because he does. He's a fine competitor, Chun. But if I am as good as I say I am, every single given opportunity, then I will have something up my sleeve. Do not bet against the King.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now, on the LEP Academy Championship page for this match, there is a poll on there, and at the moment, last time I looked, because I check on these things, I like to check my statistics, make sure that we're all up to date. The last time I looked, you were winning that vote, 15 votes to 7 against Maximo and 2 for Adam Flint. So it would appear as though the people have spoken, and the people agree with you that you're probably going to be the favourite for this one. Or are the favourite for this one, I should say.
Probably going to be the favourite. Chun, the next time you invite me on a podcast, I swear to God, I'm
sorry, I corrected myself.
My agent, if he tells me Glenn Chun's calling you for the podcast, I'm going to clip him round the side of the head and kick his ass all over my mansion.
Excuse me, Mr. Chun, do you mind if I ask a question to the current champion?
Go right on ahead. Go right on ahead. Open forum.
Mr. King.
Yes.
I know what you can do. I've seen you in the ring. Me and my boys, we've kept a very close eye on you. And I've got a question for you. You step in the ring next week, right? You're going to step in the ring with Maximo and this Adam Floppy-Haired Flint, right? And if you are lucky enough, right, to walk away still holding your belt, is that the smartest move you could make? Because when I step in the Rumble and win that Rumble, which I will, you're going to have to go toe-to-toe with myself.
Am I dreaming?
Believe me when I tell you this, alright? Because I don't play nice. They call me a mad dog for a reason. I will not be playing friendly.
He said he likes to bite people, by the way.
He likes to bite people.
Yes, mate. I will chew your hand off and take the title away from you. That's exactly what I'll do. So you think long and hard about what you're going to do in this triple threat match, because if you do walk away from this, the winner, which I'm not saying that you might not, because I've seen what you can do. You may very well do that. But if you do, you've got to go up against me, and that might not be the smartest move you've ever made, or the best day of your life.
Mad Dog Andrews.
Mr. King.
Mad Dog. I don't believe my ears. I just want to confirm something for the general public and the audience listening to this podcast, which, by the way, is probably in the tens of thousands now that I've arrived. Mr. Dog, the last time I met a mad dog, I put it down because it had rabies. Let me explain something to you. If you attempt to bite me, I have 5 knuckles here. I call him Sonny Liston. I call my other hand George Foreman. If you come anywhere near me, I will give you a tetanus jab so hard and so fast you think you are surrounded. Young man, learn to keep your words soft and sweet, because my job is to make people like you eat them.
Mr. King, you can spill your nursery rhymes, you can call your hands whatever you want. As far as I'm concerned, you're a boy in a man's game, and you've got a belt on your waist that I think would look a lot better around mine. Now, if you are lucky enough to walk away next week as still the LEP Academy champion, just know that you may have had the worst luck. Because when I step in the ring with you, and believe you and me, I will step in the ring with you. It's going to be a very sad day for the King.
Glenn Chun.
Now, don't worry about that, but don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about that. Because right now, what you've got to worry about is Maximo and Adam Flynn.
Oh, I believe you're about to ask me a question there, Mr. King.
Do you have any other relevant questions for me, or can I get back to working out?
Well, I was about to ask you. We've heard the potential bad side if you do defend your championship, but there is plenty to motivate you to defend that championship, as if defending a record reign wasn't enough. And that is actually later down the line. It's happening in May, because in May, I believe it's the 28th. I hope I've got the dates right there.
21st, you idiot. Do your research. You're supposed to be a journalist.
28th is DWA.
Oh, Mr. Chan, what are you doing? How can you do a podcast and not know the information?
Because the 28th is DWA, that's right. It's the 21st. Down the line, if you are the champion, of course, you will be going into your hometown of Exeter as a champion. Now, how special would that be for you to go into your hometown of Exeter as the LEP champion for that record amount of time?
Glenn Chun, the one and only thing that me and you have in common. One thing.
There is something?
One thing, Chun, and that is that when we were both young men, assuming that you weren't a girl, when we were young, Glenn, we both had dreams. I dreamed of being a great champion, a great spokesman, and a great role model. I dreamed of being rich, and I dreamed of being successful. You dreamed of moving out of the shed and into the house. Admittedly, your dreams aren't as big as mine, but they're still dreams. I dreamed, Glenn Chun, of one day performing in my home city, coming out as champion for my people, for my city. That day, that is what motivates me. That's what makes me go in the gym. That's what makes me run further, lift heavier. That's what makes me focus. That's what makes me intense. Every single time I consider giving up, I remember May 21, Topsham Hall. Jason King comes home. I absolutely refuse. I refuse to walk into that contest not 100% prepared and not 100% still LEP Wrestling Academy champion.
Now that...
I've been to Exeter once. Only the once. Dirty place.
Wow, okay. Now, before things do blow out of hand here, just for a second, Jason King, you have been on this show before. Now, but since then, a lot has happened. That was quite a while ago now, actually, and since then, things have been happening with Jason King, which I wanted to ask you about. One such thing is you went and called out a drive time radio DJ in Cornwall who reports on Pirate FM called Johnny Cowling. Now, you did send in a message for Terry Speller saying that you don't like Cowling, but why? We still don't understand at this point in time why that is.
Look, Glenn, it's simple, okay? In order for me to further my legacy, further the legacy of Devon, I need to make sure, like Alexander the Great did, the conqueror himself. He went like Attila. You got to understand, what did Genghis Khan do? He went all around the world, didn't he? Pillaging places and making them his own. In order for me to go to Cornwall and become a massive, massive star, to buy another mansion down in Cornwall, like my mansion in Devon, what I need to do, what is important, is I go and get noticed. This jackass radio DJ seems to have a large following of people that listen to his show and watch his bullshit. The fact of the matter is this: I don't think he's funny. I know he's a coward. He's from Cornwall. I've told him time and time again, I paid out of my own pocket a ticket for him to be at CPW. He did not show. I told you all publicly. I will buy him another ticket to the next show, and the next show, and the next show. He cannot run forever. If it comes to it, I will go to his building of work, I will go to his house. Glenn Chun, Jason King does not like Cornwall. He does not like Johnny Cowling. He does not like Terry Speller. And he does not like you.
Well, come on now. Hey.
Maybe,
No.
maybe Johnny Cowling doesn't turn up for Paper Champions, if you catch my drift, Mr. King.
Well, hey, now hang on. I was going to ask, what are you actually intending to do when you meet Johnny Cowling? What's your end game here, Jason King?
I think the end game is simple. It's the same thing I'm going to do when I meet this mad dog with rabies. I'm going to pop him straight in the mouth.
Wow. Well,
I like his spirit. I do like your spirit, Mr. King.
He says he likes your spirit. Now I'm going to tell you just one last. Well, that's you know what? Screw it. I don't need to talk about that anymore. It's done. So you're calling him out. That's happened. Now you also want the CPW Trophy Championship, which you asked me to relay that message to Terry Speller for you, which I did. And he said that you would be getting your rematch. But what happened? You were in the match. Well, you weren't in the match. You were at ringside during the match with the Dancing Daddy Bainsley and the UK Dominator. At which point you threw powder in Bainsley's face. Now I thought you wanted revenge against this man, and yet you cost him the championship. And now do you still want the championship, or was it all about revenge against Bainsley for the fast roll-up?
Good God Almighty, you get dumber and dumber with every question. Honestly, I want you to put a bag on your head because it's embarrassing showing your face in public. You really should put something over your face. Think about this logically. Dancing Daddy Bainsley and that stupid referee John O'Brien cost me the Cornish Heavyweight Championship. I didn't get my shot. I didn't get a fair go at that Cornish Heavyweight title because John O'Brien and Dancing Daddy Bainsley conspired to cost me that match. I knew I'd get my own back on him. Let me ask you a question, Sean. Is Dancing Daddy Bainsley still walking around as the Cornish heavyweight champion? Yes or no?
No, he isn't.
Exactly. And I don't care that the UK Dominator is the heavyweight champion. I don't care. I don't care. He's an alright guy. I like his methods. But I don't care. He's of no relevance to me. The fact is this. Dancing Daddy Beansley is no longer Cornish heavyweight champion. And that's because of me. So I couldn't get a fair one-on-one rematch with Dancing Daddy Beansley. I knew if I was Cornish heavyweight champion that everybody in Cornwall would stop and watch me. I didn't get that option. I didn't get my rematch. So that's when I targeted Johnny Cowling. Do you understand now, Glenn, how this whole process works?
You're just going after anybody who's a star in Cornwall.
I'm going after anybody that's going to make my brand better.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much what we do here on this show. We try and make our brand better, which is why we have guests like Vincent Andrews, the Mad Dog. It's why we have Jason King, and it's also why we have the UK Dominator, who said he would legitimately try and kill anybody who tries to take that trophy away from him. So if you're still intent on that trophy, the UK Dominator wanted that message delivered to you.
March 31st, 2014, in the middle of Turkey, I died. I died and woke up in a hospital bed. Just next to me was my brother. I asked what happened. His response was, "You died." We laughed. I pulled out all those wires. I got back up. I went back to doing my business. Because, Glenn Chun, death doesn't scare me. You think I fear death? I am the LEP heavyweight I am the LEP Academy champion. Soon to be heavyweight champion, but that's a different story for a different day. I am the LEP Wrestling Academy champion. Death does not scare me. Because what I stand across the ring from me is sometimes worse. Don't think that scares me with death, Glenn Chun. I've been there before, and I won.
Oh, okay, so yeah, the UK Dominator should watch I'm right in thinking that you're entering the Rumble at Barbican Road on March 26th. You're going to be entering that Rumble with the intent of facing Mark Walsh for his heavyweight championship as well.
Well, it's no secret, is it? Everybody wants to be the champion. Everybody wants to hold the gold. What could be sweeter than holding all the gold?
Well, that's a very good question. Maybe my diamond play button from YouTube for having 1 million subscribers. That'd be kind of cool.
You are literally an idiot.
I can picture that now. 1 million subscribers and a nice big golden plaque to celebrate it. Beautiful.
What the hell are you talking about?
We're talking about dreams, Jason.
A little bit there.
We're talking about dreaming big here. We're talking about dreams so big that literally you could take, I don't know, 5 million Olympic swimming pools and still wouldn't be able to contain the size of that dream. That's what we're talking.
No one cares about you, Chun. No one wants to hear about your dreams. They want to hear about rabies over there, and they want to hear about me. Nobody wants to hear about you. That's why you're the host.
Rabies. The rabies are disgusting. Nobody wants to hear about rabies.
Hey, talk to the firm over there. He's the one with rabies. Man that walks around and calls himself a dog. He must be clueless.
I'll tell you what, my old mucker. When I see you next week, we'll see how much of a dog I really am. You'll find out, boy. I like your comment before, but there is a difference between dreams and delusions, and I think it's a bit daft of you to think that you'll be in that battle royal long enough to win the match.
Keep talking, Mr. Dog. I shall see you March 26th.
But one thing to you very soon, my old mate. We all know is Mr. Chun. Come on, mate. They're here doing what we've got to say. I do like your new haircut, though. I do like your new do.
Oh, well, you see, you never know. You never know when it pays to look smart. So,
Whoa,
there you
whoa,
go.
whoa, 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 whoa. Glenn, now I agree with Mad Dog about one thing. Your haircut is a little bit more trendy than how you used to look. But nobody said you looked smart. Alright? Don't go walking around saying that someone quoted that you were smart. Because nobody said
I
that.
thought he looked smart.
No,
You're an idiot.
I think I look smart. So that's what. You know what? I think it. So it is true. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've heard closing statements from everybody. Ladies and as I can announce, I am going to be at LEP March 26th as well. I'm coming along to that show. I want to watch what happens on this show because it is a big show. And in case you're wondering, why am I going to be there? Why wouldn't I be there? You've got Pretty Boy Danny Walsh versus Jack Union. You've got Josh Schnott, Bad Boy Bennett, and Matt Dragon versus John Harding, TC Harris, and Jamie Pieren. You have the Academy champion, Jason King, defending against Maximo Jr. and Adam Flint. You have Adira, who's taking on somebody. We still don't know who, but it's somebody, and she's already said they're an idiot if they step into the ring with her. Then you have the LEP Heavyweight Championship, Marvelous Mark Walsh versus Dynamite David Fury. You have the Over the Top Rope Battle Royal, where everybody in LEP got invited to be a part of that match. Why wouldn't I be there? Why wouldn't you be there? Us three, we're all going to be there, ladies and gentlemen. And
I'll be there. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, I've heard closing statements from everybody, and there is one last piece of business that we do have to confirm because I've had a very good closing statement, and I reckon these two, and potentially me now, because I'm getting riled up as well, I reckon we could probably go on arguing for the next 5 hours, 5 weeks. Hell, we could argue for the next 5 Academy shows, probably still wouldn't have a discussion resolved. So we're going to have to end things here, but before we do, there's official business to take care of, which is Facebook, Twitter. Where can we find everybody? So, Jason King, for the fans who do not know, because maybe there's one who's been living under a rock who hasn't seen the last podcast, where can they find Jason King on the internet if they want to find out all things Jason King?
Ladies and gentlemen, first things first. You do want to find out more about Jason King. Look at that picture that you see there. That's me. What a handsome devil I am. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. Rah, rah, rah. You can find me specifically, exclusively on Facebook. Jason King. Look me up, like my page. Follow all my progress in the gym. Follow all my progress in the ring. Follow all my progress in life. If you are listening to this podcast, my advice to you is do not tune in again. It is a waste of your breath listening to Glenn Chun. I joke. He makes valid points and he gets deranged guests. It's good for humour and it's good for ratings.
Oh, well, thank you, sir. We have buried the show quite a fair bit tonight, but we've recouped it all there. Mr. Vincent Mad Dog Vincent Andrews, does the firm or Vincent Andrews have anywhere for people to follow you yet?
You want to see me? You want to know a bit more about me? Turn up March 26th. You'll know all you need to know about me and the firm. Believe me when I tell you this. People who are listening right now, keep listening to this guy. He's got a few smart things to say. And turn up next week. You're going to see one hell of a show, and you're going to see the future.
I like the sound of that. So all that's left is for me. You can find me. You know where you can find me. But I'm going to tell you once more anyways. It's Glenn_Chun on Facebook, or it's GlennChun14@gmail.com if you want to send emails to me. Or you have Glenn Chun on Twitter. All in the same place. Search Glenn Chun. I'll pop up for sure. All the links to everything you need to find all of us are going to be in the description. You're just going to need to wait for me to actually get round to editing that, so I can't edit that until after we've gone live, so I know what to link. That makes any sense. Anyway, it is now 8 o'clock. You now know everything you need to know about LEP Academy Show 7. You've heard Adira speak. You've had the picture from Maximo. You've had Adam Flint say he's not going to bother. Jason King has explained exactly why he's going to be the champion. You've had the scoop on the firm, what more could you want for an hours of podcast? So all that remains for me to say now to all of you people is thank you. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. And until next week, take care.